Welcome to the It's Not Me, It's You podcast, a space where we explore the questions couples often avoid in their relationships.
Not the easy ones, the uncomfortable ones that sit quietly under the surface.
Before we chat, a quick note. If you're someone who finds these conversations helpful,
But still notices the same patterns showing up in your life or relationships, we've opened a small number of private reflection sessions.
check the link for details. Also, just to say, there is no right and wrong here.
This is simply an opportunity for us and you to travel through the tougher questions that come up from time to time, the ones we're often too afraid to ask.
Question, if a coworker crossed the line, how would you handle it? Wow.
Does this pass the mistletoe test?
The mistletoe test. So I think there's many lines that can be crossed, right? What does that mean? And, tell us in the comments, what does that mean to you? It could be something like you've just said about the mistletoe test. If there's a very inappropriate act, it might also be if you're being disrespected in a meeting. It may be if you're being bullied at work and harassed, they're clearly crossing lines. And sometimes people are clever, right? Especially manipulative people. It doesn't start with a huge fight in the office. It starts with little bits of behavior, maybe a little eye roll, maybe a little dismissive comment in a meeting, maybe not replying to the email or giving the full info that you've kind of asked for. It can start in many different ways. So it comes down to you and your level of confidence and self-esteem around yourself for your own non-negotiables, maybe in the workplace. How you will or won't accept behavior and knowing what they are and knowing when to step away or speak up about it if it happens.
Yeah. And, if this is in reference to a non-negotiable or a boundary that you discuss within your relationship,
Yeah.
then how would you handle that? Will you be having conversations with your partner first, with HR and whoever else, management, or if you're running the company,
Right, exactly.
you're leading in that space, how are you dealing with it? It's often a bit easier at work because you often have, guidelines and rules and regulations and stuff in place that everyone should adhere to. It's, we do it at work, it's there, but it's not the same at home. So we can maybe borrow a bit from each environment to support the health of your relationship. And then equally, even though there are regulations and rules, people flout them, people step over the line, and not everyone has the confidence to do something about it. They're worried about getting sacked, being ostracized, being squeezed out of groups within the workplace, and so on. In the same way, in the home relationship, they're worried about family members maybe not respecting them or treating them a certain way, a community or their partner leaving them, and so on.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to see the parallels and also how the challenges from both environments show up. They're not separate. So it's so important to address what's going on at work. In the same way, it's important to address what's going on at home because they have an impact, an influence on each other.
Absolutely. And then that comes back to the points that we've mentioned before, how comfortable you feel about having that discussion. Who is your safe place? Who is your safe person to go and speak to about it? Because if it's in a workplace and you can't go to your manager about it or your boss because they are the one that's crossing the line, who do you go to? So it's about establishing who you can have that relationship with to maybe escalate things if you need to. And also, if things are happening at work, it's bringing it home to have that conversation, because your partner may be a really good soundboard for you to actually say, this doesn't sound right. Or if you're not sure, have the conversation. This thing happened today. Am I being oversensitive? Am I just having a stressful work week? I've got a deadline. Am I just stressed about that? Whatever it is for you, just have that level of conversation, because you may, from an outside person, have a different perspective. But also, if you feel uncomfortable about something, the chances are there's a reason to feel uncomfortable. So it's important how you address it.
Absolutely. And, some people take a lot of their work pressure home, as we were saying before, and their partner shoulders it all, and it's a lot, it's stressful. And you have to also be considerate to the fact that it's not your partner's job to take on all of that. You may need professional support.
Yeah.
You may need to find an ombudsman, a union rep, whatever it may be, to ensure that you're getting the proper legal support and advice, and recognize how that's going to have an impact on your relationship at home.
Yeah, definitely. And how you are deciding to move forward and act on that. Because sometimes when little things happen and people get away with them, then that just gives them more permission to treat you in a continuing bad position. But you need to know when to speak up for yourself, which again comes back down to your confidence and self-esteem. But what I would say is just don't shy away from it. If you need to have a conversation, because the chances are you're not the only one going through that at the same time.
And just like with a romantic relationship, you may have to come to that moment where you say, this isn't right for me. I have to leave this toxic workplace.
Yep.
And go and find somewhere where you're truly appreciated.
Absolutely. Knowing when to walk away is a massive, powerful thing.
We've put together a short guide with 50 questions couples avoid.
Let us know which really resonates and how you get on with them.
Everyone's relationship and situation is different, so have fun using them as a guide for getting your questions answered in your relationship.
And remember to ask yourself the same questions too. What boundaries should we have with other people? The boundaries coming up again.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to have sent questions around boundaries this time around.
Yeah.
And why do you feel there's a struggle? Tell us, why do you feel that boundaries and non-negotiables and sticking to them, crossing lines, why?
Is it because you've never had that conversation? Is it because you've just kind of gone through the motions of a relationship and it's now time to have that conversation, or something has happened that's made you think, I'm not okay with that? It doesn't really matter which one it is, but the fact is, if you need to have that conversation, it's important to have it sooner rather than later, because we don't know what we don't know. So what I think is okay, someone else may not, and vice versa. So it is just about having those conversations. And what are the boundaries? Are we strictly, we're going there together, we don't separate? Are we able to go off and mingle? Are we handshake only? Is it okay to hug people? Are we swapping numbers? Is it business cards only?
Networking.
It's all of those questions, because each environment and scenario will also potentially bring out a different vibe and different environment.
I had a client. She went to a party with her husband and she saw him. It's like everyone's dancing with each other. They're all adults, everyone's friendly. It's kind of like salsa-ish. So, sometimes you dance with other people outside of your relationship. But her partner decided to dance with someone she didn't like.
Oh, okay.
If it was anybody else,
right,
no problemo. But it created the biggest fight.
Did the husband know there was an issue between the women?
He knew they weren't necessarily best of friends, but I thought, we're adults. He's not bumping and grind. It's not like some, inappropriate dance. It's a very,
right,
but it's the fact that he was so close to someone that she couldn't stand. And she felt, you should have known. I don't like this person. What you're doing, that space is for us and other people that I feel safe for you to have those, interactions with.
Yeah.
And it created such a big issue for a while. And so, again, before it happens, when can we be having these conversations? Sometimes you don't know until it happens.
Exactly.
And so then how are you going to receive that information? Are you going to get defensive? Are you going to say, okay, it wasn't my intent. I didn't know. I apologize. And people are like, that's a conditional apology. Like, no, but if you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not living in someone's head. But things will happen. I think we just have to accept you're going to do something that's going to rub your partner up the wrong way. It's just about how you heal from it, how you move forward from it, which I believe is really, really important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so important. Can you imagine if you never had any kind of conflict or issues in your relationship? Would it really be a real relationship?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We're changing all the time.
Yeah.
And
things are going to come up, that challenges or questions.
All the time.
Because it's normal. But like you say, something like that, if you're going to a situation where you are expecting to see a person or a family member or a colleague or whatever, then have that conversation beforehand. If you don't like someone or somebody brings negative energy or tries to make rude comments to your partner or something, have that conversation, have that awareness, because also you might not be aware that that is a thing. But if you have the conversation, then it's important to, to voice it.
These are the big ones. Like we talk about resentments and micro resentments. These are the things that I've noticed come up a lot. So it's not necessarily the big things. You kissed that person, you were intimate with someone.
Yeah.
It's the little things like you liked that person's comment on social media, but when I put something new out, you don't share it or like it.
Yeah.
And I'm married to you, I'm your partner.
Yep.
Like, why are you not supporting me? And little things like that, well, perceived to be little, but they're not.
Yeah, that might not be a little thing.
It might not be a little thing, because you're like, where's this support? It's tough enough cutting through the noise and getting the support you need to grow. Why aren't you supporting me, but you're supporting everybody else?
Yeah.
Have you really got my back?
Yeah. Are you jealous?
Are you jealous? So all of this stuff. So that's why boundaries are so important. And when you're feeling that, to get on it as soon as you can in a nice, kind way, before it mounts up.
Yeah. And you've just mentioned jealousy again. That's the really thing to talk about, especially when you have boundaries. It is important to have that conversation. And it came up again at Mel Robbins, because jealousy, a lot of people think it's a really bad thing. And, oh, you're jealous. I can't be with someone that's jealous, blah, blah, blah. And maybe that may be something if it's inappropriate or it's prolonged or you're not discussing it or sharing properly. But also jealousy in a situation, like we were just saying, if you're jealous of your partner or somebody else that's doing good things, where is that coming from? And jealousy can actually be a really positive thing, because it's actually highlighting to you what you care about and what you want more of in your own life, but you haven't got it yet. Maybe because you haven't grown into the person that you need to be to have it. Maybe you're afraid of expanding in those areas because it's going to be more stress or more effort or more money or more, more pressure on your relationship or your business. But always just see jealousy as a positive thing, because if you're really triggered by that, then there's something that you need to tap into and explore a little bit more.
Yeah, it's all about the reframe. It's all about the reframe there.
If you're able to have that conversation and have that reflection time with yourself.
Everything's about the reframe, right? When you're trying to heal from it and move forward from something. You can stay stuck in that place of pain and doubt and anxiety and anger and frustration. Just take a moment. Actually, I'm jealous about this thing because it's actually something I really want. I just haven't figured out the best way to be consistent enough to achieve it, or whatever you may need to do to achieve it.
Oh, I don't believe I can have that.
Yeah, and
because,
why?
Yeah.
And start asking those questions. Because when you roll it back, ask those questions, maybe you can then take a step forward towards achieving that thing. It's okay.
And just having that conversation about, this is jealousy. Why does this person or this topic or this conversation really anger me so much? It's because this person is actually saying a lot of stuff that I know is relevant to me, but I'm just not ready to address yet, because I've had a lot of time living in that other place of, I'm struggling in these areas because life hasn't been good to me or things have happened. But actually, we can always ease out of that with kindness and ease and being gentle with yourself, but being able to see what maybe are your triggers around any kind of jealousy.
These emotions come up for a reason.
Yeah, of course.
Like whether it's anger, whatever it is, it's, for me, jealousy, anger, whatever it is, your intent and how you act upon it.
Yeah.
Are you going to get angry and just smash everything up and burn the house down? Or are you going to use it to motivate you to do better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen it so many times, people disgruntled about something, rather than just throw out pain into the world. How can we turn that into a constructive energy? Anger's a powerful energy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. If it's used in the right way.
If you can focus it in a positive way, oh my gosh, what you can achieve.
I love what you've said to me before about your journey with martial arts. As a young man, having seen a lot of things in childhood that are very difficult things to process, but having a channel, a healthy channel to put that anger and to put that kind of emotion, I think that's really powerful.
I would love to learn more about people. Let us know, people out there that are helping young people and others use their perceived negative emotions in a way that pushes them forward.
Yes.
We're taught anger's, a bad thing, but you can really use it in a positive way. It's like, you don't have to harm people with it.
Yeah. And anger's really healthy because it's often also showing you where your boundaries are that have been crossed. So if you are able to see that and have that conversation, I'm angry about this because this person did X, Y, and Z, and I'm not okay with that. So I know now that might be one of my boundaries. Coming back to the boundary question, it's about maybe not what you have with other people, it's boundaries what you have with yourself, whether you're in a relationship or not. Like, we all have boundaries, and it's important to be aware of those before you get into a new relationship. And if you've found your way here and you're enjoying the conversations, please subscribe, share the podcast, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss future episodes.
You can also drop your questions in the comments below, and we'll do our best to explore them.
Now, let's go.